we will learn how to solve an equation using regular Falsey method. Now, I'm taking here the same problem that you have done, or the same function that you have solved using the bisection method. So the function is nothing but f of x is equal to x cube minus 2x minus 5 is equal to 0. Now, this function you have already find out the roots of this function using the bisection method. So when you have used the bisection method, you have noted that you should do at least 12 iterations to get a proper root for the equation. Now, in this case, let's see how much iterations you have to do to get a real root of the equation. Okay, and we will find out why why regular Falsey's method is way better than bisection method. Okay, so let's go move on to the solution. Now again, if you had studied the theory properly, you know that the first step is to find out a and b such that f of a and f of b are of opposite signs. I have already found out for this particular equation that f of 0 and f of 1, but it was not successful, so I landed upon f of 2 and f of 3, and then I got consecutive negative and positive values. That is, for f of 2 I got minus 1, and f of 3 I got a positive value, that is 16. So again, so with that, keeping that in mind, I was clear that the root of our equation lies somewhere between 2 and 3. Okay, so in that way I concluded the idea of assigning a is equal to 2 and b is equal to 3. Now let's move on to our first iteration. Now, in order to do the first iteration, we have to find out what c is. C is nothing but the approximate root. I won't say that it is the real root, but it is the approximate root. So we know that we have learned in the theory the formula of finding the approximate root, or c. So that is nothing but a into f of b minus b into f of a divided by f of b minus f of a. Okay, so first find c and then you have to find f of c. So let's take a look at, by using the formula, what we get. So by using the formula, I hope you all know what a, f of b, b and f of b, a is. In the last slide I have showed you the values. So what I did is I just substituted all these values in the formula, and then I got the value 2.0588 for c. So after that, after finding c, I just found out what f of c is. So f of c is nothing but f of 2.0588, and that is equal to, I just substituted this value, that is 2.0588, in your equation or in your function, that is x square minus 2x minus 5 is equal to 0. Okay, I'm really sorry, this is not x square, this is x cube. Okay, fine. So there was a slight mistake over here, but anyways, the answer that you will get, the answer is correct. It is minus 0.03908. Okay, so f of c, what I got is minus 0.03908, which is again a negative quantity, which is less than 0, and it is a negative quantity. And since it is a negative quantity, again I got an idea that the root lies somewhere between 2.5088 and 3. 3 is nothing but our b. Okay, so now the root lies between 2.0588 and 3. So that means what? We have to change the value of a. Initially the value of a was 2. Now it is should be changed to 2.0588. So in the second iteration, a is equal to 2.0588 and b is equal to 3. Now again, simultaneously f of a will automatically change. So f of a is equal to minus 0.3908 and f of b is equal to 16. There is no change in the value of b and f of b that you will have to note. Now here again you will have to find out what c is, and so I hope you all know the formula of c. C is equal to the formula is given, and then after finding C you have to find out what f of C is. Now by substituting the values in the formula C, now let's have a look at what you will get. So you will get 2.0812, and f of C is finding, if you find out f of C, again you will get a negative value, that is minus 0.1479, which is less than 0. And again here f of C is negative, that means you will have to change the value of A, and it is clear from here that now the root lies between 2.0812 and 3. So let's move on to the next iteration. Iteration 3, here A is equal to 2.0812 and and B is equal to 3. So f of A is equal to minus 0.1479 and f of B is equal to 16. So here we will have to find C again. So the formula, again the formula is the old formula. Please apply that formula and find out what C is, and then f of C. So again I am going to substitute the values of A, f of A and f of B in the formula, and this is what I get. I will be getting, I will show you the answer. I will get 2.0896. And again f of C, what I got for f of C is a negative value, that is negative 0.0551, which is less than 0, which is a negative quantity, and hence f of C is a negative quantity. Now my root lies between 2.0896 and then 3. There is no change in B. So again I will have to change the value of A. So in the fourth iteration, the value of A will be 2.0896 and B will be equal to 3. There is no change in the value of B. F of A is equal to negative 0.0551 and f of B is equal to 16. Here again we will have to find out what C is and f of C. Now by applying the formula, let's have a look. So this is what I have substituted all the values in C, and now it's your turn to find out what f of C is. So I got C is 2.0927, but you have to find out what f of C is. Okay, so if f of C is a negative value, then it is clear that your root lies between 2.0927 and 3. There is no change in B. You will have to change A. But if there is a case like f of C is greater than 0, that is if it is a positive quantity, then you will have to change what? Your B. So your B is nothing but B will be changed from 3 to 2.0927. There won't be any change in A. So that is up to you. You will have to find out that, and we will see what the next iterations are. So now we are at iteration 4, and the value of C, or the approximate root of the function is 2.0927. okay, but this is not enough. If you find out f of C, you might get something less than 0, or it might be greater than positive, but it won't be equal to 0. Okay, so again, as I said in bisection method, the first rule is that f of C should be something equal to 0 or approximately equal to 0. It doesn't mean that it should be very much equal to 0, but it should be approximately equal to 0. That means it should be a very small value. Okay, the other condition is that you all know that when you do the iteration, the roots after in the bisection method, you have noted that after 12 iterations, or around 11th or 10th iteration, you might have noted that the values like were 2.094. The first 3 decimal places were all same in the 12th and 11th iteration. So so that also is applied, that ideology can be applied here also. Now I'm moving on to the next iteration. So somewhere I found out f of C, so that I won't be revealing the answer right now, that you will have to find it out for yourself. So again, proceeding in this way, we obtain successively x4 is equal to 2.0927, that we have already attained. X4 in the sense, here it is the value of C. Okay, don't confuse between C and x4, both are the same. So I just kept it C for my convenience. But when you write the answer, you can write that x4 means in the 4th iteration the value of C. Okay, that's all. Then x5, the value of C in the 5th iteration is 2.0927, 0938. So you can see that slowly this thing is coming down to 4, like this third decimal place is coming down to 4. Now let's see, x6 is, yeah, 2.0943. And let's have a look at what x7 is, just to make us sure what if we are getting the third decimal place again a 4. So x7 is 2.094. So in this two cases, that is x6 and x7, that is the sixth and seventh iteration, the root, the decimal places in the root, that is the first three decimal places are almost the same, 094, 094. So hence, so therefore the root is 2.0944, or you can approximate it to 2.0945, but it's okay, the first three decimal places are the same, that is enough. Now I would like to go back to your bisection method problem for the same function, and you have to check like in the 12th iteration, it's in the 12th iteration that you are confirming that the root is 2.094. But here you are taking only the half of the time, that is you are only when you are reaching x6 itself, you are getting a hint that it is 2.0943. And just to verify it once again, we are doing the 7th iteration and you get 2.0944. So when you look at the number of iterations that you are doing, it is clear that a bisection method is taking much time than the regular falsy method. So that's it for now, and I'll come up with another problem. Another problem regarding a transcendental equation, which we haven't done which we haven't done. So that also we will have to complete. So I hope you understand this problem. Thank you.